What's up, guys? Today we have a guide about Dark Fae, maybe the most important boss in Doom Tower, and one that is very challenging to some people, but it has some kind of like hidden and not well known mechanics that you can use to kill the boss fairly easily. And for this boss, you don't actually need any specific champion, and you don't even need any legendaries, and you might be able to farm this boss in like 40 seconds to 2 minutes with like epics and rares only. Now, it will require like some decent speed on your champions, and like probably like a lot of perception gear, but you probably might have a lot of that and you're not really using it on your main champions anyway. So, and of course I do recommend you to farm like Dark Fae. This rotation of course has other good options as well, like the Scarab King and whatever it's called, Bomal, the one that drops resistance gear. And those both are options, and I remember when this boss was originally released, actually it was the third most popular boss to farm in my clan in this rotation, and the resistance set was the most popular, and after that it was untouchable. And many of those people changed their mind anyway later on, but I definitely recommend to farm this. Like, Lethal is a very good set. It's the best like nuker set in the game, basically. Like, maybe Savage Gear has better potential in future if they get Mythic Gear and we don't get Mythic Lethal set. But especially if you're not like big spender in the game, what I did is that when this boss was released, I stopped farming Fire Knight, and I basically haven't farmed Fire Knight since at all. And I've spent the last like 1.5 years farming Spider only, and it has helped my account so much to actually get better accessories and get more silver, and like it's been easier to do fusions and so on. So I definitely do recommend doing it. But let's actually check the team comp and I will explain the strategy. So, like I said, you don't need any of these specific champions, it's more about the mechanics. And let's first watch a video about how I do the boss, and then I will explain the mechanics afterwards. So, as you could see, this team is very fast and it's very auto-friendly. I've been using this same team since the start of the first Fae rotation, and I've actually de-geared this team because I took some of the better pieces of gear to others that when I was doing Hydra and other stuff later. But basically, the mechanics that you need to know so that you're able to counter the boss is that the boss is 250 speed, first of all, and has 330 resistance. So your turn meter reduction champions need to have preferably like 310 plus accuracy, but even less will work. But I would recommend like having at least 20 less accuracy than it has resistance, and you will be okay, because accuracy and resistance aren't weighted equally in this game, and accuracy is superior. So if you have 42 more resistance than enemy has accuracy, it still has 50-50 chance to debuff you. So if you're similar or even close and you're using the accuracy, then you're good, like you have the advantage. But if you have your nuker faster than the boss, which is 250 speed, then and you build your, like, the boss copies all of your champions exactly. It will copy their masteries and their item sets and so on, and if you have reaction on them, even those will proc, so don't use them. But you will build them on purpose very squishy, so that your fast nuker is able to one-shot them easily. And when he does that, then it's just kind of easy from there. Like, he one-shots them, and then hopefully you're able to manipulate the boss turn meter. But even if the boss does get a turn eventually, which does happen sometimes unless you put like insane gear on these champions, which I haven't done because I have get the good gear to other stuff like Hydra, that is harder and more important than this, because this is fairly easy. But what you can do is that, as you can see, the boss actually copied my Allure and not Herndік, and this wasn't lucky, this isn't random, this actually has a very specific way that it works, that many people don't know about. And I have seen in past people have like misconceptions about this and say it works in different ways, but the boss copies the champion with highest attack. It's as simple as that. So whoever you build highest attack, the boss will copy it. And you can use this in your advantage, because you can, for instance, build the highest attack champion, be the slowest one in your team, and if you do that, you will have easier time killing it before it gets any turns. But other thing you can also do is build a champion that isn't able to one-shot anybody. Like, for instance, my Allure, who doesn't have any crit damage and has slow multipliers. She's the highest attack, and even if she does get the turn, she's not gonna kill anybody. But you could basically do the same thing with Royal Guard as well. Like, he does his AoE nuke, which scales very poorly from attack, and it's not able to kill anybody. And yeah, that's it. Like, after that, you just nuke the boss down, and if you have enough speed and enough turn meter manipulation, you will be able to do it. And this is very fast fight, so let's say you don't have insane speed gear, and you're barely able to meet these requirements, then even if you have like, let's say 70% win rate, when the fights are like super fast like this, it's still very good. And like I said, you need the nuker to be at least 251 speed, which might sound very intimidating, but you need to, in reality, it's actually like 210 speed, because first of all, as you can see, I'm not using any aura in this team. Like, Herndік attack aura doesn't apply, and you could use something like Lady Kimmy or Deacon or Fushan, like anybody that does a speed aura, and that will add 20 speed to your nuker. And then there is one other thing that you can do. There's this mastery that gives you 6 speed per kill when you kill minions during the waves, and this stacks up to 18. So basically you will get 20 speed out of this and 20 speed out of your aura, and then you will need the nuker only to be like around 210 plus speed. And it might still sound high, and he needs to have enough damage to one-shot your team, but if you have a lot of perception, it's not too hard, especially if you use some like 5-star clips. And if you build your teammates on purpose very squishy, then you can do it. And this will require some gear to do, but other than that, it doesn't have high requirements. you could use, like, there's so many champions you can use in this comp. You could even, do I have any? No. You could even buy army girls from the shop and use multiple army girls in this team. Or multiple whatever turn meter reduction champion. There's so many of them, like Lady Kimi, Armiger, V6, High Katoon, like there's a million different ones. And you can use multiple of the same one. And another trick you can also do in this team is that because there is so many champions with turn meter manipulation on their A1, you could also use those champions in combination with oh yeah, I guess it's Orc. Where is it? With ally attack champions. Like for instance, Krila that was a fusion. Like you could even build her as the nuker and have her one-shot the team, and then she will also do the ally attack. Like there's many different ways to build this team, but I just happened to use the champions that I already had at 6-star, because I don't like making unnecessary champions to 6-star. And this team is like, this is not the easiest variation of the team. Like, if you use multiple allures, it will be easier to do. But this is like the faster version, because I use like triple AoE nuke, triple max HP nuke. You could also use like event 3 allures and it would be much easier than my variation of this team. But yeah, that's about it. It's kind of actually very simple, but this is kind of those hidden mechanics that many people don't know about, and I guess many people haven't talked about them. I remember originally when this boss was released, there was a lot of talk about how to defeat this boss on Reddit, and I remember eventually we discovered how these mechanics work, but that Reddit post never got a lot of traction, and most people I have talked with about the boss, they don't know about this stuff. Like, even in my clan, there has been many people asking me that how am I able to farm it with this team, and they didn't know about these mechanics either, so I'm sure if even they don't know about this stuff, probably most of the players in the game don't know. And well, I'm definitely sure about that, because so many people are like asking me like tips about how to defeat this boss. But yeah, that's about it for this guide, and I hope it's helpful to you. I hope you're able to kill the boss. And later on I will also do another guide about Bomal. It's another similar thing that there is many ways to kill it, more ways than this one, but you don't need any specific champions. Like that one, you can basically out-heal it, and there is a million different champions that you can use to do it. But yeah, that's it for this video, and thanks a lot for watching, and that's all I got for you this time.